Hello and welcome to the first video in my save file diaries. I've put so much effort into creating this save file, from creating every Sim's backstory, their relationships, their personalities, to pretty much building every lot in Chestnut Ridge myself. I want to start out by introducing my Sims and telling you a little bit about their lore. So let's start with my main Sim of the save file, who lives in this small house in Chestnut Ridge called the Cozy Corner. She's called Cassie Young and she moved to Chestnut Ridge after graduating high school because it was her and her father's dream to one day own a ranch, but he sadly passed away when she was 16 years old. So she decided to save up all of her own money and pack up all of her things and completely move her life by herself to Chestnut Ridge. Currently, she doesn't really have a plan or much money, so she's trying to figure out what to do to keep herself afloat. But I do have an idea for her. I think that I'm going to have her become a stable hand at Stonebrook Ranch and live in their spare cabin on their land in exchange for her working there. So Stonebrook Ranch is this big lot down here. I believe its default name is Red Throne Field, but I completely rebuilt it and I modeled it after the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch, if you couldn't tell by looking at it. It is home to the Calder family, and I did take a lot of inspiration from Yellowstone for this family, from having this ranch being passed down to them throughout generations of the family. And even the current family members are heavily inspired by John Dutton, his daughter Beth, and his son Casey, who is also called Casey in my game. He was my favorite character and I needed him in my game if I couldn't have him in real life. Next, let's move on to the Newman family. They live down here in Silver Spur Estate, and the family consists of William Newman, who is the power-hungry businessman who is trying to buy up the land surrounding the Calder Ranch because he wants to take the Calder Ranch for himself to develop more buildings and businesses on the land. So very Yellowstone-esque. You can see here that his traits are nosy, ambitious, and hot-headed, so I kind of wanted him to be a very angry man and someone that people are scared of. His aspiration is a successful lineage, so he wants his daughter Caitlin to do well in life, just as he did. And this is his wife, Vivian Newman. She is a horse lover, a snob, and a kleptomaniac. I don't usually use the kleptomaniac trait. I don't think I've ever used it actually. So I really wanted to give one of my Sims this trait, and she seemed like the perfect one because I just want to experience the chaos. Her aspiration is to be fabulously wealthy again. I think that suits her very, very well. And my idea for Vivian was that she used to be a championship horse rider, but she had an accident. And she's also now too scared to get back on a horse after the injury she suffered. So instead, Vivian is training their daughter, Caitlin Newman, who is also a horse lover. She's ambitious and she is a perfectionist. Vivian's training her up to be the next championship rider in the family, and Caitlin is very ambitious. She wants to be as good, if not better, than her mother. My kind of basic idea for this family is that William Newman, he pressures his daughter Caitlin into doing things that she doesn't want to do in order to manipulate and get ahead of other people in Chestnut Ridge. For example, he wants Caitlin to become friends with Cassie, the new ranch hand at the Calder Ranch, because he wants Caitlin to feed him back inside information. However, Caitlin doesn't want to do that, and she actually starts to like Cassie and just want to be her friend. So let's move up into Galloping Gulch now. This is where Anali Clearwater lives. Anali is in a relationship with Casey Calder. Again, this looks very inspired by Yellowstone. But basically, Anali, she is a Native American woman who has lost touch with her heritage, and she wants to reconnect with her roots. But being with a white man like Casey, is a conflict of interests, and so her and Casey are starting to go through a rough patch. Again, I know it sounds just like Yellowstone. I have made this save file just after watching Yellowstone, but anyways, Anali doesn't really understand Casey's blind faith towards the ranch when it causes him a lot of stress and problems, and he continually chooses the ranch over his relationship with Anali, which frustrates Anali. And they have this idea that she is going to find new friends within the Native American community, and they're going to help her bring her back to her roots and reconnect with her heritage. Also living up in Galloping Gulch is the Long family, another Native American family which consists of Ayana Long, Mika Long, Tate Long, and his little brother Noah Long. My idea for this family was that they're going to be quite a traditional indigenous family. Their house is quite small, but it does fit all four of them in it, and they're a very loving family. Ayana is kind of a traditional wife. She does a lot of the cooking, the cleaning, and teaches her sons them kinds of life skills, whereas Mika teaches them to raise chickens, to go fishing, to live off the land, and nurture the land and nurture themselves and their heritage. And I have an idea that Tate is going to be the one that befriends Anali, and because he's so in touch with his ancestry, he's going to help Anali reconnect with that side of her, which she wants to do. We will move on to the Dalton family. My idea for the Dolphin family is that they are going to be the breeders in Chestnut Ridge. So they have their own breeding farm and they sell the horses that they breed. They are high skill bred horses worthy of being competition horses because Clint Dalton is an ex rodeo champion. He was very well loved in the rodeo community, and he has a son called Travis Dalton. And basically my idea for them is that Clint is under William Newman's thumb because William Newman caught him cheating in his last rodeo championship. And Clint doesn't want that news to get out and disgrace his family. So William Newman is kind of holding that over his head. And Travis knows that William Newman has some kind of hold over Clint. He's not sure what it is. And Clint doesn't want Travis to find out because he doesn't want his son to be disappointed in him. But Travis, he despises the Newman family. He hates them so much for what they are doing to his dad. And lastly, down here back in Ryder's Glen, we have the Freeman family. And this family consists of Eliza Freeman and her late husband Jeremiah Freeman, who sadly passed away of old age, and their grandson Elijah Freeman, who used to visit their ranch every summer, and he found his love for all animals, especially horses. So when his grandfather passed away, he decided to move back in with his grandmother, and he is planning on opening up a veterinary. How do you say that word? He's planning on opening a He's going to become the local vet because Chestnut Ridge doesn't have a vet. I also have plans for his love life. I kind of want him and Catherine to become an item. I want them to get into a relationship, but I guess we'll have to see how it goes and if they're attracted to each other first. I would love the contrast between Elijah's soft and caring personality crossed with Catherine's Beth Dutton-esque personality. I just think they would make a great couple and balance each other out so perfectly. But yeah, that is all I've got in my save files so far. That is all the families and all of the lore currently. I do plan on updating their info panels as I make progress throughout the save file, and I also really want to do some long plays on my YouTube channel so that you can keep up to date with what's going on in the save file. I didn't go over the community lots today because I've only redone 2. This one is still called the Rusty Horseshoe, but I've made it more into a karaoke bar. and like a life events venue. It can host funerals and weddings and parties and things like that. The only other community lot that I've currently rebuilt is this one up here. I've made it into a national park called Coyote Canyon, and it's basically a ceremonial grounds for the Native American indigenous households in my save file. But I think we'll go over the community lots another day because I kind of just want to jump in and get started with some gameplay right now. Let me just save this real quick. And thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you again in part 2.